Tuning Tuesdays, don't be late. Nate and Mike got info great. Local auto news you need to hear. Ready to shift your knowledge gear. They're the pros from the dealer's floor, with tips and tricks and so much more. Be the buyer that's wise and smart. Rolling in style, you're off to a start. Mohawk Table Talk, come join the ride. The podcast that's got you auto supplied. From deals to trends and buying advice, we'll make car shopping extra nice. Got a question? Ask.
Well, I'm back, Mike. And so is the talkback, Mike. It is back. It is 2026. I am back. I know that someone stepped in for me last week, so thank you. It was Jared.
That's right. Jared was here.
Producer Jared.
That's right.
Sitting in the chair. Thank you, Producer Jared. But it's 2026, and something new is coming to town. A secret code is being played by a specific group that we're going to talk about a little bit later that might save you money with that infotainment screen that you think is from 2010 still, that looks super outdated.
It's hard to think 2010 is 16 years ago. That's what's mind blowing.
I know it's going to blow Mike's mind, but that's when I graduated high school.
All right.
We won't go into when you were graduating high school.
That was a long time ago.
What was that, when the dinosaurs were around?
Yeah, possibly, yeah. Before computers, before smartphones, and definitely before EVs. So,
well, welcome everybody to Mohawk Table Talk, where we bring you the latest and greatest tips and tricks when it comes to the automotive industry and local things that are happening within the Mohawk Auto Group. I am your host, I almost call myself Mohawk. Nathaniel Grecklick here with the hostess and the mostest, our trade expert, Mike O'Toole. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, and we're glad Nate's back. It's been a few weeks. I feel like we haven't been on here together, so we got a lot to talk about.
Well, it's been a year.
Since last year.
Yeah.
Right. So we're in the new year. It is January 9th, 2026. And we did have a quick one last week, but we want to kind of double click on some of the stats because we didn't have everything last week and we have them this year. So definitely thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And we know we have a lot of loyal followers. We had an entire year. 2025 was our first full year with Mohawk Table Talk, right? We started in 2024, but we didn't have the full year.
Yep.
So we kind of celebrated that a little bit last week, and we're gonna touch base on what's happening locally with what Mohawk Auto Group has going on, where we finished, and what that means for the year ahead. But the main topic is certainly, what are these advances that everybody's talking about with that infotainment in your new car?
That's right. Well, we'll talk about that. But before we do that, we do what we always do. We're talking about the local happenings, what's going on here, the 2026 outlook to 2025. So let's talk a little bit about that first, Mike.
We're going to be involved with, I dare say, even more than what we were involved with in 2025, right?
Yes.
We already have some stuff coming up, and it's still, we're in the dead of winter, it's the middle of winter, even though it's the beginning of the year, we already have some things going on here at Mohawk to really give back to the community. We just spent a whole bunch of time talking about it last. Jared was nice enough to recap some of the things. And when Nate was gone, we had a little collage work behind us.
And as you can tell, it is different. I mean, this is different for me. This is the first time the podcast is not on the couch.
That's right.
We are now in chairs, and the table is with us.
And I can see a picture of Nate doing a few things up here. I don't know if you were, what were you doing there? Zip lining and
that was
a lot of different things.
Elms Farms.
So
we had the breast cancer walk. We had the parade, Special Olympics, 12 Days of Giving. Our pets, we love our pets. Double H Ranch.
We had some stuff that probably more for, I don't know if anybody can see, if you depending on what device you're watching on, if you can zoom in, good for you. But there's a lot of cool stuff. It's certainly a reminder to me of all the things that we did in 2025, and I'm confident that 2026 is going to be the same, if not better. And we've started off already with a couple things that Nate's going to share with you on what's going on.
Yeah. So we have the March Madness that's coming down the pipe.
Are we allowed to say that? We say it every time.
We
Anyway.
can't say it.
Well,
We have something coming around for the Mohawk Madness.
well, basketball related, and it's in March. We can talk about that. So
yeah, basketball
that'll be pretty
related,
cool.
and it's in March. We're going to be doing that. I believe it's going to be at the same spot, which will be the Boys and Girls
Yeah.
Club. And I'm ready for, stiff legs, muscles being pulled because we think we are 18 again.
Yeah.
And we go hard.
And most of us are not. And there was some friendly smack talking last year, right? So we're gonna, what do they say? We're gonna run it back. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again. And but anyway, besides the rivalry inside the dealerships and having some fun, it's for a good cause. So we want to make sure that we participate, and we'll keep updating you on that because we got a number of weeks till that happens.
We do. We also have the pickleball tournament coming up.
That's right.
February 1st. You've probably seen the graphic rolling around on social media. It's been shared amongst your friends. But we are doing that for the Special Olympics. It's the Harridan Family Foundation pickleball tournament.
Are you playing?
I don't know if I'm playing yet.
I've never played, so I don't think I'm playing. I'll probably leave it to the folks who know what they're doing. But
I don't know what my role will be during that time,
all right.
but if I can, I will play for sure. Maybe we'll do maybe we'll bring you and we'll do the Mohawk team battle each other for the rights.
Ooh, I like that.
The podcast squad.
Okay.
Fight for rights.
Yeah, right. And we're certainly not, well, at least I'm not, a play-by-play guy. But on all these events we're doing, some of them are athletic, some of them aren't. If we had us, at these events, we could kind of, Nate already does a great job being an MC at all these events. But, we could add our own color to some of the things going on.
Yeah, if not, maybe we'll live stream there.
There we go. All right,
we'll have the podcast there.
We didn't plan this, so we're thinking this. We'll make sure we get the producers to make notes on all this stuff. But so those are a couple things that we have going on locally that Mohawk's involved with. Definitely keep in touch with all of our social channels, whichever you follow on, to make sure you're checking out. We're always involved with obviously the local community, the nonprofits, and not exclusively the 12, with the 12 days of giving that we just finished, but those in addition to others locally. And the Special Olympics, so all that stuff, we have a whole bunch of things going on. We're going to be busy, but it's going to be great.
We also are trying to host more events at the dealership itself, so be on the lookout for that. We have some awesome ideas coming up. We're going to try to include Sienna in some of these things.
Okay.
And we definitely have a pet adoption clinic.
Oh, that's right.
That is definitely going to be happening. That was going to be happening in April, so take a look at that. Do we have the event up for that already? The event is already up for that, so mark your calendars. It's already there.
Huge success.
But we're going to have some car shows. We are going to be having some networking events, I believe. We're going to try to work that out, see what's going on with our business elite style. So be on the lookout. It's a big year for Mohawk when it comes to events, not only being at events, but hosting events ourselves.
Yeah. We're going to continue to, we'll press on that at the beginning of every Mohawk Table Talk. We run down what's going on here at the Auto Group. And again, if you're not familiar, Mohawk Auto Group, we're located in upstate New York, in the Albany, New York market, in the capital. Remember, Albany's the capital of New York, not New York City. Everybody forgets that. So we got a lot going on up here.
New York City might be the big apple, but we're definitely the biggest apple.
Exactly. We think we know what's going on, and we have the 4 rooftops here, right? We have Mohawk Honda. We're coming to you from Mohawk Honda Studios. Mohawk Chevrolet, just about 15 miles northeast of here, and also Rap Kings and Mohawk Collision. So everything we're talking about, we're representing all 4 rooftops. Super important, and we want to run down. We had our meeting, that was this week, right? We had our meeting here at
It was on Monday. Wow.
Yeah, and we kind of spit some stats at the whole group, so they kind of had an idea of where we finished, especially at the Honda store. The jury's still out a little bit on the Chevy numbers, only because Chevy, I think, went a little bit longer on their month. So I'm not sure we have all those numbers. So
we'll have those next podcast for sure.
That's right. So I will. I'll hit the folks with a few of the numbers. If you tuned in last week, you heard a few of these.
What I can say, I'll just touch on Mohawk Chevrolet real quick.
Sure.
One thing we do know is that there's a huge shout out to Carly Knickerbocker and Anthony Loki, who were the top 10 volume sales consultants of 2025
That's awesome.
in the district. So congratulations. Awesome. That's an amazing feat. Carly is so much fun. Anthony is hilarious. I mean, the vibe that they bring to the group, for sure, as sales consultants, doing the best they can for their customers, but also having a little bit of fun while doing it. So shout out to you both. amazing job.
Yeah, that's a big deal. So in the district where there's a whole bunch of Chevrolet dealers, Chevrolet announced the top 10 sales consultants as far as volume, like who they were, and Mohawk Chevrolet had 2.
That's right.
In that top group. So that's awesome. And obviously, I'm sure they couldn't do it without the support of their entire team at Mohawk Chevrolet. So stop by and see them or see anybody that's there on the team, and we're happy to help. If you have anything that you need. So we had some pretty cool achievements at the Honda store also. I know shout out to MJ Nicholas, who is the one of the very few in the country who achieved a platinum level sales consultant status for
Good
Honda
job,
for
MJ.
2025. And for those of you who don't know, that's it's single digits, like top 1% or top 2% of sales consultants in the entire country achieve that. There's a whole bunch of facets that you need to achieve to get that award, which include not just volume, which a large number of volume of new Hondas and certified Hondas, in addition to customer satisfaction and a whole bunch of other things. It's not just selling cars. So congratulations to MJ. So if it's time, I'll just kind of read real quick some of our stats. At the Honda store, we finished with 3,300. Now, at the beginning of 2025, they had predicted that EV sales were going to be about 10% of the new cars sold. Ended up being just about 8%. So it was a little bit less, but like we talked about before, there were reasons for that. Specifically, that fourth quarter where there was no more EV income tax credit, right? So that kind of took a turn. Didn't really keep the momentum going, but we have some positives that we're going to talk about for 2026 and why we think that happens. So just wanted to run down those stats really quickly for data people like myself, data nerds. I love that stuff. It's just interesting to see where we ended compared to where the forecast was. But we certainly at Mohawk, both Honda and Chevrolet and RapKings and Collision anticipate 2026 is going to be an even busier year.
Yes, it is.
That's what we anticipate.
And we say yes because we are always looking to get better, right? And a byproduct of us giving the customer better experience, finding the right tools to make it easier for you to buy a car, to not have as much friction.
Right.
That's like I feel like that's the term that everybody uses. Less friction.
Yeah,
but
makes sense.
It makes it easier, more simplistic is what I would say. When you say you want this, we can get that. When you say you want that, we can do that. We can do everything online, or we can do everything however you, as like we say, would be whatever highway exit you decide to get off on, that's what we're going to do, and that's how we're going to help you purchase your new vehicle or your new to you vehicle this year. And we're just gonna make it easier, make it more simple, transparent, honest, right? So you understand everything it is. And that's why we have this show.
That is why we have this show.
That's why we have this podcast, to showcase tips and tricks to help you buy a vehicle and understand the market so that you are an educated buyer, because we know an educated buyer is the best buyer.
Not only that, we've already talked about one of the big buzzwords, which we're going to continue to talk about, and we know it's important to you as the audience, affordability.
Yes.
Right? everything. It's not just cars. It's not just a car payment or anything. Everything is getting more expensive. So as we go into 2026, that is a focus for Mohawk. It is a focus for the industry in general. So we're going to do our best to bring to you any updates we have about, in this case, how Honda or Chevrolet or Mohawk, how we're, what our efforts are to make things more affordable.
Right.
That could have to do with service, like make a service more affordable, could have to do with that newer used car, if you're interested in that. But certainly everything in the world costs more money. I mean, we won't even get on the subject of eggs or anything like that, right? Just if you want to buy a dozen eggs, they're even more expensive. The good thing is there are a few things that are more reasonable. Exactly. Fuel is down, right? It's that's kind of seems hard to believe. That's usually one of the telltale signs when fuel prices go up that it's going to cost me more to drive my car. But it depends on if you put gas in your car or if you have an EV. Right? That's a big deal. That was one of the main reasons why EVs were being pressed on was fuel is getting more expensive, and if you don't own an EV or you don't own an EV yet, it's nice to know that fuel that you're putting in your regular gas car is less expensive than it was.
We were having a conversation today in the morning meeting that we have here at Honda, and we're talking about what's the difference between an EXL ICE vehicle or a Sport L. And they're very comparable, right? But my thought is we're talking about how we have less EXL ICE vehicles and more Sport L vehicles. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze, but let's try not to sneeze. My thought is if I can get so it's a hybrid vehicle. If I can get a hybrid Sport, I stopped it. If I can get a hybrid Sport L for a similar or same price as an ICE vehicle, I'm gonna get the hybrid, personally. I drive a Sport right now, CRV, the social media response vehicle, if you see me out there driving. But
thanks to RapKings.
Thanks to RapKings. And I'm getting 30, 32, 33 miles a gallon with a hybrid in an SUV, which typically you're getting 25, 26.
Or less.
Right? So if I'm going to get a comparable vehicle to ICE, I'm getting more. Why wouldn't I just go with a hybrid, right? If it's going to be a $5, $10 difference, whatever it is on the spreadsheet, I would almost go, put me in a hybrid. Plus, I'm getting better gas mileage. I'm going to have to fill up my gas tank less. It's a no-brainer. I feel like that is the way that we're going to go. Personally, I've said hybrid for those that are scared of the EV. What if my car dies and I don't want to charge it because, I don't know, it's so hard to plug in my vehicle? A hybrid is one of the best alternatives. I would say a plug-in hybrid would be my favorite. I love the Clarity, the Honda Clarity. I wish they would bring that back. Or bring that into the CRV space, bring it into the Pilot space, bring it into the Odyssey space, bring in that battery. Like, we got some space in those bigger vehicles that could be used for the battery. Let's bring in a plug-in hybrid, because then I'm getting 40 miles all charge. And if some reason I don't charge it at night, it needs to be charged, the gas can charge the power, charge the battery, and then I can go back in EV, So I think if we can go into the plug-in hybrid space, we're gonna be great.
Yeah, I agree. We have a lot of feedback from folks, including everybody watching, that hybrid or plug-in hybrid is a nice in-between, right? I think a lot of people that I've talked to see value in EVs. They see value in not having to buy gas, right? Obviously, they don't want to spend that money, but it's too much of a drastic change, right? That's what we've kind of narrowed it down to with the folks that we talk to here in our showrooms, that going from a regular gas car that you've had forever, going to an EV, which is completely new to them, to us, completely new, like, it's too drastic. But if we had a way to go in between, a hybrid certainly is in between, right? If it's a true hybrid, there's nothing that you need to do. You just need to drive it. You still put gas in it, but it also uses the hybrid battery. Or if you go to, like what Nate said, go to a plug-in, then you're getting that. You're almost like it's almost like a baby step, right?
It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, exactly. It's the best of both worlds. You're not going to be stranded because you have the regular engine, but you get the battery assist and you're able to charge it and get the maximum range using that EV component. So it's literally like getting both. So I couldn't echo that more. That's a great idea. And just to kind of segue into what our main topic is, we're talking about a few things. We're talking about affordability, and if my notes are correct, it says, is it really $760 is the average car payment now for people? That is a lot.
Listen, I personally, I always look. My wife drives a 2013 CRV. I would love to get her into a third row. And when I look at prices, I'm like, I'm looking for the deal that's going to bring me around 500 because I'm like, that would be something that I might be able to put into my budget.
Yeah.
But like that extra $200 or $300 a month, no shot.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. So we're talking about affordability, and our stats say that $760 being the average car payment. Geez, that seems like a lot, especially if you're not paying that already. And if that's the average, that means half the people are paying more than that already.
Right.
Which, hey, certainly no judgment, but whether you're paying more, less, or you're paying the $760, we have already run into folks this year always that are looking to lower that, right?
Yeah.
So can I buy a new car and get a lower payment? Can I lease a new car and get a lower payment? We just wanted to call out the fact that that is certainly on our radar. We see at Mohawk Honda so far, I've seen folks consider maybe even the next car getting a used or certified car instead of going all the way to new, right? Maybe you have that 3 or 4 year old car, or even 5 or 6 year old car. And I'd like an upgrade, but I don't have to go all the way to new. I might consider a certified pre-owned. So those are some of the things that our friends at Cox Automotive, who's an industry leader in terms of the stats and the kind of the report, have told us. I wanted to make sure with my notes that I got that across to everybody, that affordability is certainly super important. And to start off, to kind of segue into what Nate mentioned right in the beginning of the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about affordability and that upgrade, that possible upgrade to your infotainment system. I think the infotainment was just one. You got to tell Nate. We got to tell this because it's right in our notes.
It's right in our notes.
The VDA initiative, right? The letter VDA stands for something.
Yes.
What does it stand for? We had a little laugh about this before.
We had a little laugh about this earlier, but I think apparently both sides are feeling the stress of money, right? So companies are trying to save billions of dollars on research and development costs and software engineering, along with the customers are trying to save costs on the vehicles that they have to buy from these manufacturers. So they have the VDA initiative, and this is the Verband der Automobilindustrie, apparently.
Wow, that was really good. You nailed that.
Nailed it. Got it. Which is the German Association of Automotive Industry, founded in 1901, apparently. 1901. Which represents the German automobile manufacturers and component suppliers advocating for policies to enhance competitiveness and establish quality and safety standards. And a byproduct of this initiative is the bringing together of open source software. So an open source software group of 11 companies that are currently, 232 companies that would target a 40% lower development cost and a 30% faster time to market. So that vehicle you have, we all know we're getting into this stage where all we need to do is the software update and we can get a new skin on so it doesn't look like it's from 1998,
That's
Windows 98 software.
Over the air, they call it,
Over the
right?
air.
Yeah.
Over the air update. So we'll be able to have that faster. It also means fewer bugs, hopefully, right? It may have fewer bugs because if you have more people testing it, you're going to be able to get those faster, get it fixed faster, and maybe more reliable. And so with that, you're going to have this shared software that people are going to have, and it's going to help you have a better experience in the vehicle.
Isn't this like, what do people compare this? Isn't this like updating your cell phone, right? You press the update thing or whatever, and it says before, I don't know about you, but when I look at it, it says, like, why would I want to do the update? It says bugs to fix bugs and fixes.
And now half the time you're like, is this real? like usually it's safety and bugs, right?
Right, and once in a while it'll like enhance the view of it, right?
Right.
And then of course after everybody does it, because it comes out to everybody at the same time, then half the people are like, oh, I don't like this new update, and the other half the people are like, well, I don't really care, but as long as my phone works better,
right,
and keeps working better. So
it's like your frosted glass on your new iPhone that you have. Everyone went up to the update 26 and like, I don't like this. I personally like it, but you know, you'll have everyone's who's like, nah, I'm out.
But why don't they like it? It's because it's different.
It's different.
Whether it's better or worse, whatever, I don't know. But some people just don't like anything that's different.
True.
But that's a pretty neat way. So that's that's kind of a little, you know, in that we could go in depth with the VDA and what that means to customers. But we brought that up only because it was on our minds. It's right on the top of the list in the auto industry of current events, and we will see kind of how that affects in the future. But that's a positive. You rarely hear the auto business say, hey, there's been something that came up that's going to save everybody money. It's usually the other way. Why is everything more expensive? So we'll keep our eye on VDA, and we're definitely keeping our eye on affordability. So we touched on a few things there. We talked about VDA. Obviously, if the actual price of the product is less, then that savings can be passed on to customers.
That's right.
And if the savings is passed on to customers, then maybe we'll see that $760 per month average car payment reduced over a period of time. We'd love to see that. That certainly helps dealers who are looking to sell cars. Certainly helps you who are looking to buy cars and not spend that kind of money. And then lastly, you know, as it relates to EVs, even though fuel pricing is pretty decent now in the first week of January 2026, in 3 or 6 months, there's a lot of politics, there's a lot of things going on in the world that could change that really quickly. So you could easily see fuel prices increase again, and then all of a sudden, oh, maybe I should look at that plug-in. Maybe I should look at that hybrid.
Maybe
or
I should
that
go
EV.
back.
Yeah, exactly. So we have an idea that maybe that's the long play, because we know that EVs, plug-in hybrids, are not going away.
Nope.
They're the way of the future, and you know, it's just how quickly everybody's going to adapt to it. That's all.
That's right. We did it.
Yeah.
Here we are. They're coming to the back. We did the recap. We let you know what's going on. Please make sure if you are watching this on the live stream, thank you so much. If you're watching this on the replay, whether it's on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and soon to be TikTok, our fan from TikTok is going to be back on with us. Make sure you like and subscribe. Share this to your friends as well. Maybe your friend is in the market for a vehicle, right? Send this their way, because we are trying to make sure that everyone that is looking to buy a vehicle is educated. Because we know an educated car buyer is the best car buyer. We truly believe that, and that's why we have this podcast. If there's ever any questions you have, make sure you throw them in the comments below. Email us, call us, say, hey, we were watching the podcast, you have a question about something, feel free to reach out to Mike or myself, and we'll get those answered for you.
That's right. We'll have more stuff next week. It's never ending.
Never ending. It's always changing. Maybe next week we will have the final numbers for Mohawk Chevrolet, so we'll get those to you. So